Hello students, how are you? So again we will be starting 6th standard science subject. So let's start. Students, today we will see chapter number 8, body movements, and in that body movements we will see next topics. Let's see which are they. Students, in the previous video you have seen the movement of snail as well as movement of earthworm. So we have seen in that movement is possible because of muscle foot in snail, and movement is possible because for earthworm because of muscular contraction and relaxation. Now in this video children, we are going to see about locomotion of cockroach, bird, fish and snake. So let's see one by one. Students, I would like to show you the specimen which is in our school lab, that is for cockroach, and I can show you here. This is a cockroach. Now, talking about cockroach, they do not have bones. We have seen children that a human being can move because of joints present in the bones. So, we are able to move. But some of the organisms are there, they don't have bone, but still they are able to walk, or they are able to move from one place to another. For example, earthworm are having muscular contraction and relaxation. Then snail, muscular contraction and relaxation. They doesn't have bone, but still they can move. Like that, cockroach also don't have bone, and their body is covered with a hard outer skeleton. It is called exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means what, children? Exoskeleton means which is found outside the body. For example, snail. Then you can say cockroach. Now if you will touch cockroach, they don't have bone, but still if you will touch that outer surface, you will feel a little bit hard structure. So that is exoskeleton. They have 3 pairs of legs. Here you can see 1, 2 and 3. 3 pairs of legs they have. Means total how many legs they are having? Total 6 legs and 2 pairs of wings. Means 2 pairs of wings means 4 wings. Now in the figure you can see ant, but the cockroach the way of cockroach move is same. A cockroach keeps only 3 legs on the ground at a given time, and the other 3 legs next time. As you can see it in the figure, 2 legs from one side, 1 leg from another side. Again next time, that this time 2 legs from this side and 1 leg from that side. So in this way they are moving. The wings of cockroaches is attached to the muscles on its chest. Here you can see the wings are there, and they are attached to the muscles of the chest, which move when it flies. When they are flying at that time, that are helping them to fly. And muscles, those which move the legs, are different from the muscles which move the wings. Means the different muscles are there near the legs, and different muscles are there near the wings. Now we have seen the movement because of the muscles attached to the legs, they are able to walk. Because of their muscles attached to near the wings, they are able to fly and climb up also. Okay, now some interesting facts about the cockroaches. They are the insects which come out at night to feed themselves, and they are called nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals means what, children? Mostly they are moving at night time for their feeding purpose, means to eat. They are moving at night time, and they run very fast and are considered to be the fastest running insect on land. So this is the about cockroach. See children, now we can see about a bird. So bird, can you know children that birds fly in the air and walk on the ground. Then some birds like ducks and swans also swim in water. The bird can fly because their bodies are well suited for flying. Well suited for flying means what? Their body is prepared, or their body parts are in such a way that they are helping out to fly in the sky. Their bones are hollow and light. Means from inside the bones are totally empty, and they are very light in weight. So they are able to fly in the air because of lightweight and hollow bones. And hind limbs are used for walking and perching. Hind limbs means what? Hind limbs and forelimbs. So hind limbs means the legs. Legs are helping them for perching, means if they want to sit on the branch, so they are holding with the help of legs that branch, that is called perching, and it is used for walking also. Now forelimbs are modified into wings. Forelimbs means our hands are there, but here their hands, that forelimbs are modified into wings. That forelimbs are modified into wings. And the shoulder bones are strong. Here these shoulder bones are there, children, and the shoulder bones are very strong, and because of that they are able to move high up in the sky. The shoulder bones are very strong. And the breastbones are modified to hold muscles of flight, and the breastbones are also having special function, modified function to hold muscles of flight, which are used to move the wings up and down. Wings are moving up and down, so for that breastbones are helping. And the birds fly by contrast, means constant flying, flapping of their wings. Flapping means what? This is called flapping, upstroke and downstroke. Most of the birds are capable for flying. Birds can also walk, run and hop on the ground. Some birds such as swans and ducks can even swim in water. Now these are some features, children, which are helping birds to fly. They have streamlined body. Now what is meant by streamlined body? Means tapering at the both ends. If you see the bird, now here you can see this end, and this is broad portion again, and at back you can see this is also a narrow part. So this is a streamlined body, means tapering at the both ends and at middle portion is broad. That is called streamlined body. So which makes easier for them to move through air. So it avoids the force of current, and that air is moving up from the side, and birds are able to fly forward. Their bones are hollow, which makes them lightweight. Bones are hollow means from inside it is empty. Here you can see a streamlined body helps the bird to cut through the air easily and fly. The wings are moved down and forward, lifting the body in the air. Means the wings are coming down and they are lifting their body up in the sky. So this movement is termed as downstroke. The wings are moved down, okay, and forward. Now the wings are lifted upward in preparation for another downstroke, just like upward and downward, and this upward, if the wings are lifted upward, that is a upstroke. Again, if we will talk, children, so we have seen the movement of birds, how they are flying up in the sky, and how their body features helping them to fly up in the sky. Now next we will say about a fish. So one thing is common in the fish as well as birds, that is a streamlined body. But the different thing is that the birds are moving up in the air and fish are swimming in the water. So again, if you will see, this is a fish, and again if you will see the fish, so you can see, children, it is tapering. Tapering means both the ends are narrow and middle portion is broad. If you will see the fish. So this is in our lab, so that's why I have shown you. So again, if you will see closely, so you can see the fins also. These are the fins, okay, pair of fins also there. And now the body shape of fish is streamlined. The head and tail of the fish are smaller than the middle portion of the body. That is called streamlined body. The body tapers at the body. Taper means what? Becoming narrower at the both ends. That is called tapering. So this shape allows the fish to move easily in water. The skeleton of the fish is covered with strong muscles. So strong muscles are there, and during swimming, muscles make the front part of the body curve to one side, and the tail part swims towards the opposite side. Means we are always doing the movement like this for fish. So they are moving like this. So if the front part is in this way, so tail is at the opposite side. So the fish forms a curve like this. Fish forms curve. And then quickly the body and tail curve to the other side. This make a jerk and pushes the body forward. So this continuous movement is happening, and the series of such jerks make the fish swim ahead. Here from the figure exactly you can come to know how the movement of fish is there. One side in the red part, first figure, you can see one side the fish is moving and other side in the opposite side tail is going. So front part curves at one side and the tail other part moves on the other side. So this curves are occurring. Streamline shape allows water to move easily around the body. Means from the outside the water is from the side the water is moving and offer least resistance to its flow, and it can move easily forward. Now here you can see the fins. Okay. Now the fins of fish help in swimming. The fins also maintain body balance and direction of fish while they swim. So because of this body balance as the direction of the that fins are maintaining, and because of tail also they are able to balance. So the fins also maintain body balance and direction of fish while they swim. Here you can see unpaired fins and paired fins also there, and because of that fins different size may be there according to different fish of the fins. Here you can see paired fins are there, tail fin, and unpaired fins are there. So means two paired fins and one or more unpaired fins fish usually have. The tail also help in the maintaining balance and the means or changing the direction, and unpaired fins also help in maintaining the balance. So in this way we have seen children the movement of fish. One part is moving ahead in one direction, so in opposite direction the tail is going, and in this way in curve the movement is occurring. Now we will see about a snake, children. So snakes have a long backbone. They have many thin muscles, and they are connected to each other even though they are far from one another. Okay, so we have seen earthworm also, children, but don't compare earthworm with snake. Snakes are having bones, long backbone is there in the snake, but earthworm doesn't have any bone. Earthworms are having muscles. So thin muscles are there even though they are far from each other, but they are connected with each other, and they also connect the backbone, ribs and the skin. So all this interconnected with each other, that's why they are able to move. The snake's body curve into many loops. Have you seen that snake is always moving in straight line? No. Why? Because snakes are always moving in a curve. Many loops are there. So each loop of the snake gives it a forward push. Loop means what, children? This. Suppose this is a snake, so this is a loop, curve. That is called a loop. So each loop of the snake gives it forward push. They are pushing thin muscles are there. That. So each loop of the snake gives it a forward push by pressing against the ground. Against the ground they are pressing and they are moving forward. So since its long body makes many loops and each loop gives it the push, the snakes move forward very fast and not in a straight line. You will never ever observe that snakes are moving in a straight line. Actually they are not able to move in a straight manner. Okay, so always in a loops they are moving. Here clearly you can see diagram, a backbone is there and ribs are also there and muscles are also connected. So snakes have a long backbone and many interconnected muscles are also there. Here you can see, children, in a loop the snake is moving. This is a loop. Okay. So snakes do not have limbs. I mean, just like we are having legs and hands. Okay. Snake doesn't have any limbs, means legs, arms, no wings are there. They move by crawling on their bellies. They have scales. You can see here, these are the scales. You can see just like fish are also having scales. Snakes are also having scales on their body, which cover their bodies and help them to crawl on the ground. Most snakes move in a wave-like manner. Their flexible backbones help them in this movement. The body curves like a wave, and the wave-like motion pushes the body forward by pressing against the ground. Snakes are having difficulty in moving on very smooth surfaces, because if the surface is rough, they can have grip and they can move forward, push forward. But if the surface is smooth, so it's very difficult for that snake to move forward. Okay children, so just have a recapitulation for a moment of different organisms that we have seen today. So first we have seen about movement of cockroach. So cockroach is having 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings, and muscles are there. Okay, then we have seen the movement in birds. So breast bones are their shoulder bones are strong. Then we have seen that forelimbs and hind limbs are there. So forelimbs are modified into wings, and hind limbs are used for perching and hopping, or whatever the need for legs they are walking. Okay, then we have seen movement of snake also. So snakes are moving in a loop. They are having backbone also, and the muscles are also there, and the ribs are also there, and they are moving in a loop. Then we have seen the movement of birds. We have seen movement of fish. Now it is remaining. So with the help of fins and tail, it's easy for that fish to swim in water, and the streamlined body is in bird also and in fish also. So because of that streamlined body, it is easy to move forward for birds in air and for fish in to swim in water. So children, please read lesson very carefully, see video, and after reading the lesson, please make your own notes so that you will be able to write your own answers. So thank you children for watching video.